Okay, this is going to be an update on Dawn version 2's torso, the continuation, and we got a little bit further along than just the torso. Last time we were working on torso twist and bend, or side rather. So I'm going to select all of them so that you can kind of see them working together. Here's the twist range of motion, and as you can see, we still are maintaining the rib cage, as it were. This is a little bit extreme, I think, for most people. We'll make adjustments there in the kind of the center of the torso. Maybe not let that section go as far. We still got a little bit of smoothing. You can kind of see lines here in the middle where we can kind of smooth this out between the two. Let's see where, well, actually we could probably do that right now. Looks like, yeah, it looks like it's going to be between the chest and abdomen 2, so that's where we're going to go. We'll actually do that so you can kind of see what we're doing. Then this is, it shows you kind of where we're going with, the details of this. So what are we on? XYZ. So one of the things that DAZ Studio does is it lists all the rotations in XYZ format regardless of the orientation you have. So your names may be different order depending on the orientation, but they'll always be listed as X, Y, and Z, which is very helpful because you can see the twist here. In this case, it's going to be the Y. So when I go here, I can select the right map. And then we're going to go ahead and choose the locking option. I'm going to select them all. And I'm going to lock the selected. And then I'm going to only unlock the two sections where I want the weights to move. And then we'll come in here and kind of smooth that out. So go back to weight maps, make sure I'm on the right one. And we'll kind of hit that. And you can kind of see I got the settings kind of narrowed. Okay, and it looks like we still do have some influence from abdomen 2 to abdomen 1. So then I'll go back to locking. In this case I have the chest selected, but I'm actually going to lock the chest and unlock abdomen 1. Then we can go and select abdomen 2, and then this way the weights are only adjusting between the children and parent. While DAZ Studio doesn't care, it can go all the way through parent and grandchildren. Poser still has problems with going beyond a parent-child relationship, and that's mostly because of the hybrid style rigging, right? It's a mix between actual weight painting and the sphere zones. So we'll bring this one back, and you can kind of see how it's very similar to the modeling aspect. You can see I'm moving the points, in the direction I want. Now we have a very smooth one. Over here it's still not so smooth, but what we'll do is we will use weight map symmetry in this case. And I will go from the left to the right for the entire figure, and you'll see these things snap back. There it is. So now this is the kind of detail I'm going to go back in on pretty much once everything is fleshed out. But as you can see, that's a pretty good start. So let's go ahead and select all three of those again. I'm doing 1, 2, and 3. And then we can select all. I do like this feature. This is something that I think all programs should have, being able to select multiple parts. It helps you make the controls that much easier. So here we have the twisting. And it's pretty good. Like I said, I still have some fine tuning there in the front. I don't like necessarily under the rib cage there. I want to pull that over a little bit more, and I'll do that. I do have references, things that I'm looking at for this to make sure. It's just like here's the side, Once again, you know, like I said, this is just the fleshing out. There's no JCMs as of yet. You can see here in that AB2, between the AB2 and chest, I can probably use a little bit of a bulge map, push in there. I don't have any bulge maps on this as of yet, so that's more the fine tuning, but I do like that it maintains this chest part and that lower rib cage area, because like I said, we want to simulate skin sliding without looking like the bones are deforming, which gives us the more believable bend. Now, in addition to that, I've actually moved a little further on so that you guys can start to see. Obviously, it's not complete yet, but so for the neck bend forward, I've started on this, and I do actually have, let's see, where am I? I do have some, you can kind of see here, ranges of motion and what it actually looks like when you have your neck and head back, the curves for women. This particular model here has very defined muscle structure, so you can see it. So we probably won't see that much of extreme definition until you put stuff like fitness morph or bodybuilder morph and stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit softer, but that's kind of where we're going with it. So you can see I've got that nice bend here. I have also started the head. So as far as the bend, I haven't got the crease complete yet, but you can see I've got to come in here and work on the detail of the neck right under the chin area. I want to maintain that jawline a little better and get this neck to touch the jawline a little bit smoother, make a more natural crease. But you can see she can definitely touch her chin to her sternum, the top of the sternum there. And we get a pretty good neck bend there. Now, bend back, we're going backwards here. Still need to adjust the front bulges towards the front of the neck, so it gives us a little bit more of a straight line, and you can see there's a little bit of a weight sticking out. That's kind of where the front is not smooth underneath the jaw, so it's just affected in the reverse direction. But the back of the head, you can kind of see where we're going. Actually, let's go ahead and we can actually fix that, because it looks like I fixed it on this side and I just did not mirror it over. So let's go ahead and do that. What we'll have to do is unlock everything. If you don't unlock everything, so I'm going to select it all and unlock it. When you don't unlock certain groups, it won't transfer weights. I mean, locking does exactly what it says. It locks the weights, so you can kind of control where they go. But we're going to, hopefully we'll see, make sure that that pops into place from the left to the right, which would be her left, not your left. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So we'll go to weight map, symmetry, entire figure left to right. Bam, there. Now we've got a little bit better neck bend. And you can kind of see it in action, you know. But there's that curve, that nice realistic curve that you saw in this reference, this first picture in the reference. She's, you know, still has that point, and I'm not just using one set of references, right? I've got several sets, different types of body types of women, so it gives us a kind of, you know, this, you know, more realistic bending. This is pretty extreme. I've got the limits set pretty extremely, but we got a nice, I think we have a nice flow from the back of the skull to the top of the neck. Like I said, the front lower portion of the neck, it still needs adjustment right in here. I want to make sure that that's not bulging out as much. If you look at the reference here, it does curve, but it doesn't push forward. I think there's a closer picture. Yeah. that we can take a look at. Whoops, a little too far. But you can kind of see it's not, it's not as pronounced and everything. We'll fine tune it for sure. But I think overall it's giving us the bends that we want. We're able to do a lot of stuff, flexibility and whatnot. But that's torso, and added the first part of the neck to the weights. Let's see. I think I started the twist as well, yeah. So we've got a good start on the twist. I'm still working on the head twist together with this. You can kind of see where it's. This is where I'm at as far as actual weights, getting it fine-tuned. This portion of the top of the neck, just under the jaw, again, got to kind of smooth this out. But range of motion is good. It's 70 degrees. The range of motion I've been looking up is average person is between 70 and 80 degrees. And that's pretty good. I guess if you wanted more range, you could always turn off limits and give it a little bit more. But we'll, like I said, we can make adjustments to the limits once it gets to testers. But just to show you the progress, I think overall she can pretty much turn pretty well, even with the, not even at full twists or anything like that. She can look behind her pretty good. And yep. Oh, and I didn't even include the pelvis twist, which adds to that, right? So you can get even further twist by adding the pelvis if you look at it from that angle. So there you go. Still nice, flexible, nice and smooth, but we'll go ahead and continue work on that. Once I have the head and the jaw and the neck finished, I'll work on the hands. We'll be going from fingertips in. Once I get to the shoulders and whatnot, I also have to do the tongue. Can't forget that. Eyes are pretty easy. Just centering the bone because it's a flood fill on the eyeballs themselves. We will add a little bit of additional motion once we get the face rig in, but the plan is to get this initial rig in and to beta so that they can point out areas where they're having issues, and we're also then, and at that same time I'll be working on the face rig. So yeah, the good stuff, the exciting stuff is coming up. Alrighty, till next time. Thanks.